Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. I have an update to share about one of Trump's Capitol insurrectionists. It's time for an episode of Where Are They Now?
Matthew Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Okay, so if you guys didn't see my other video on the Prince Andrew update, I have to explain why I have this eye patch. I have an eye infection, so I will be wearing an eye patch probably for the remainder of the week. So just to let you guys know. So you guys are going to remember this defendant that I'm going to talk about today because he helped to take down a Trump-loving Capitol police officer. 42-year-old Jacob Hiles is a Virginia resident who shared his crimes on Facebook. He was also seen at the Capitol wearing a Fuck Antifa sweatshirt, and it had a Proud Boys logo on it. And in one of his January 6th Facebook posts, he shared a photo and he wrote, quote, "Feeling cute, might start a revolution later. IDK in Capitol Hill. After being tear gassed for an hour, we entered the Capitol, thousands of us." Then in another post, he wrote, quote, "While under the rotunda, I never saw anyone touch or vandalize anything." Yeah, okay. Well, if he didn't see it, you guys, then it must not have happened. I mean, it's only a massive, massive building and complex, but, you know, he's all knowing and seeing. So, and then this is the same guy who made news in the summer of 2020 because he owns and operates a charter boat. And he said he was going to refuse service, or he had maybe refused service already, to Democrats. He would not take Democrats out on his boat. Now, I will give him a teeny tiny little itty bitty teeny weeny sliver of credit because Hiles was one of the very few people who turned himself into authorities. So he was arrested on January 19th. Of last year, and prosecutors charged him with the basic 4 misdemeanors. Say it with me now, everyone. Entering a restricted building or grounds, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and 1 count of parading or demonstrating in a Capitol. In September, Hiles pleaded guilty to the parading charge, as we keep seeing. And as you guys probably know by now, that carries a maximum penalty of up to 6 months in prison, up to 5 years of probation, and up to $5,000 in fines. Well, Hiles had an ace up his sleeve. If you've been following the show for a while, then you're going to remember this. This guy was contacted by Hiles, was contacted by the then and now former Capitol police officer, Michael Riley. Riley and Hiles were connected in a Facebook group. They're both fishing enthusiasts. And so Riley sent Hiles a private message. This is how it started off. He started encouraging him to delete his incriminating January 6th posts. This was like the day after the attack on the Capitol. Officer Riley wrote to Hiles and said, quote, "I'm a Capitol police officer who agrees with your political stance. Take down the part about being in the building. They are currently investigating, and everyone who is in the building is going to be charged. Just looking out." So instead of upholding his oath and his duty as an officer, Riley chose, as we've seen so many times, loyalty to Trump. A man who's never been loyal to anyone or anything ever in his entire existence. And for the people who keep banging this drum about, oh, I saw a video of, cops holding a door open. Yeah, you probably did. You probably saw one single video of a Trump-loving cop like this guy, like Riley, who believed in what the protesters were doing, but it wasn't an FBI setup. And I could show you 100 videos of them fighting against Trump supporters, trying to keep people out of the building. So 1 to 100, that happened because of a dirty cop, because of a MAGA cop who didn't care that MAGA people were going to go beat up on their fellow officers. That's who they are. So Riley continued to message back and forth with Hiles, and this was right up until Hiles was arrested. At one point, Riley even told Hiles, quote, "Next time you want to come to DC, just call me. You can stay at my house on the shore for free and bring your daughter to the museums. If you want to see the Capitol building, let's do it legally next time. I know a guy who can get you a tour, LOL." So he's admitting in these messages, oh yeah, I know what you did was illegal. Don't care, LOL. So prosecutors say that these men exchanged dozens of messages, yet Riley never once turned Hiles in. Never once said, hey, this guy committed a crime. This guy went into the Capitol. But then after Hiles was arrested, Riley tried to back it up. And he sent this cover your ass message to Hiles. And he said something about how he had just found out that Hiles was smoking weed in the Capitol. And, oh, if I had known what you did, I would have never befriended you. That, that's horrible, blah, blah, blah. I don't want anything more to do with you. So, just it was too little too late. He should have just let it lie at that point. You just let it lie. So while Officer Riley was probably sweating it out, Hiles was actually participating in numerous interviews with the FBI, and he testified before a grand jury, which led to Riley's indictment. It not only led to Riley's indictment for obstruction of justice, but they were also able to arrest another January 6th defendant, James Horning, who's related to Hiles. In fact, the prosecutor wrote to the court praising Hiles, and they requested only probation in his case. The letter said in part, quote, "Rather than seeking to evade justice, the defendant in this case consistently displayed candor and contrition in his dealings with law enforcement related to this case and assisted in the due administration of justice." And it appears that the judge allowed his cooperation to influence the sentence because Hiles was given no jail time. He didn't get any fines, no community service. Instead, he was sentenced to only 24 months of probation, and he was ordered to pay the $500 restitution fee that we've seen so many times. So he did help out. I will give credit where credit is due. And he was facing really a nothing charge to begin with. So I'll keep you guys posted if I hear anything more about Officer Friendly there. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care. I'll talk with you soon.